Hey Minecrafters, it's Kimise and I'm back for another episode of KimiseCraft. I hope you guys are doing great today because I am doing fantastic. I'm over here in the village and I've got some good news to post. We've done some work. We have drug over some more villagers. Unfortunately, 4 of them can't seem to get out of the water. So I'm not really quite sure how to fix that. But the good news is over here we do have about 3 of them now up here actually in the village. Wandering around. There's one right there. He's kind of, gotten attached to my bed here in these workstations, which is, well, it's okay, And I've got another one wandering around here in, like, the hotel, I think. That's the last time I saw him. And another one wandering around. So it's great we have some villagers actually starting to take up. Now, I'm going to have to double check and figure out what it's going to take to breed them. I think I might have to redo some of the pathing to my beds because I'm not sure if they can find the beds. So I might have to come back in here and, I'm going to have to do some work on the beds because they're not breeding like they should. Yeah. So we've got some work to do here. And like, for instance, I don't think they're pathing up to the bed, so I might just have to rework the whole staircase scenario. I mean, he'll come in here, but that's all he'll do. Yeah, exactly. So things to consider when you're messing with villagers. That's something to work on. Well, anyways, today we are going to go do something entirely different, and we have to collect some resources for it. We are going to create a ice farm. Yes, sirree. That's one of the things I've been thinking I could use for a long time as an ice farm, but I haven't really had a chance to, go after it yet. Now, one of the things we're going to need for this ice farm is going to be detector rails. Yep, and here they go. Detector rails. I need 97 of these. Let's see, 1 diamond for 5 stacks. Well, that is a bargain. I don't think I need 5 stacks. I think 2 stacks will do me. But that's pretty awesome. I'll just pay for 2, right? You know what? Since I'm here, well, fine, fantastic. I will take a minecart. This is like one of the best shops ever. Check it all out. I've already got activator rails in my chest, so I got regular rails too. I don't need AT&T. So there we go. We've got slime blocks. I should probably sell slime blocks. Anyways, so there we go. We have got our basic materials for this ice farm. Now, I'm going to share a link with you guys on the video of the model that I'm using. I haven't had a chance to really build one up, but I found one that I thought was really good by a guy named CR3. So I'm going to, in the description, I'm going to leave a link to his video. It's a really great, easy ice farm based on... Ooh, thank you, 8-Bit. That would be great. I'm going to build an ice farm today. Okay, anyways, the 8-Bit Kid has all these extra villagers, and we've been moving them over to try to populate the village and everything. But that's great. So anyways, I've got just about all I really need to go ahead and build this farm. So what I'm going to do is we are going to go ahead and head over to the Christmas Village, because that's where we're going to build the ice farm. Because what a great place to have an ice farm is in the Christmas Village, right? What a great place to put it. So I've got... the big thing about this farm is what you're going to need is you're going to need... Okay, let them set up a small breeder, a new village later. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Sorry, guys. We're going to need a bunch of detector rails. We're going to need 128 pistons, if you didn't see. And we're going to need some building blocks. I don't plan on using the cobble. I think we're going to use some wood. You know what? Speaking of which, let's go grab some wood that's going to be cheap that I have a lot of. And, well, do I need wood? No, I don't really need wood. Yeah, we'll just use brick. I like stone brick. Okay, so what we're going to do to... Oh, you know what? Let's see if I got any smooth stone, because that would look really, really good too. I'm not going to sit here and do a whole bunch of smooth stone. Whoops. There we go. Must have landed under something. Okay, let's see if I got a smooth stone sitting in here. That might be that might be enough right there. So let's grab those 2 smooth stones. Let's grab all 3 of those smooth stones. And that might be enough for us to make this crazy It's not a crazy farm. It's a really, really cool farm. So an ice farm can be really beneficial. Why is ice good? Well, for instance, if you're using and I'm not talking packed ice, because you have to get, you can like craft pack ice from regular ice if you need to. Not the most efficient way to get it. It's easier just to go tear down a, what do you call those things? A glacier, yeah. It's a heck of a lot easier just to go tear down a glacier if you need packed ice. I gotta start remembering a boat. Okay, but the reason why we want regular ice is because placing water blocks, oh, I'll tell you what, regular ice is the way to go. Because when you break regular ice, it turns into a, guess what? A water block. Yep, for sure. You know, and there's also some other advantages to having regular ice on your thing as far as placing water. So that can be really advantageous as well. So having a source of regular ice blocks is going to be super, super fantastic. Also, if you can place it right and keep it away from heat sources, I know guys like Good Times with Scar loves to use it for windows. I mean, I don't know if I like it as much for windows, but I can see definitely what he's saying. Oh, look at 8-Bit Kid. She put some banners up here for the Snow Village. I love it. The snowflakes. Check it out. Give 8-Bit Kid some love in the comments, guys. Always going the extra mile. Okay. So, let's go ahead and find a place here in the village for this thing to be. Oh, and you know what? I haven't shown this on camera yet, so let me show you what's been going on. If you didn't catch the stream, you know, Sunday night streams are always a great time to see what's going on. We're always doing new things. But first off, we have a countdown calendar for Christmas getting ready to be put up. I think she's only done half of it so far. This is being put up by Bees. And, man, it's awesome. Check it out. She is using a basic push button system so that she can program what time it is by using these buttons down here for what number she wants to see. Let's see how that works. So I guess if this is like a 10 key, we could say like, let's go ahead and push that. And that should give us number 1. Awesome, isn't that? And that's number 2. Very cool. See, isn't this sweet? And that should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Awesome. And then you also have number 8 right here. Very cool. Very sweet. So, you know, good job. This is awesome, Bees. Very, very nice. I think she's going to put another one beside it. That way we can do a formal countdown on days down to the final day. And I think 8-Bit Kid was even talking about maybe an advent calendar or something. So that could be very, very cool. Okay, so let's hear. Good place to make it. Now, when you're selecting a place for your ice farm, what you want to do is you want to have your ice farm in a position that's going to freeze up. Okay, which needs to be in a biome. Like, for instance, this. We are in a, let's go ahead and take a look. Right now, we are in a snowy tundra. This works perfectly because it snows and it'll freeze. Now, as we get over here, we're in a snowy beach, which will still work. But as you step off over in here, right here, we are now in just a cold ocean. Now, cold ocean isn't going to develop its own ice. You have to be, okay, because cold ocean, yeah, see, from snowy beach to cold ocean. Ice still in snowy beach, but when you get to cold ocean, no ice. Cold ocean is great for certain things, but ice is not one of them. So when we build this, we want to make sure that it's solidly in here in the cold ocean. Now let's see here. Now, since we're using a minecart for this, I want to make sure that we build this in a place that is based on a chunk. Now, let's see here. I think it's like F3 and B. Nope, wrong one. There we go. So, I went ahead and opened up the chunk borders because minecarts have trouble sometimes when they're passing chunk borders. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to mark the chunk borders of where we're going to build this. The chunk borders don't work really well here in what do you call it? Oh yeah, in the shader mod, shader pack. Okay, but that's okay. Now over here, I think we're still okay. Down here, let's see here. Yeah, so this is Frozen River, so that'll work okay. All nice and icy. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and let's see here. I think this would be a good spot for it. It's right outside the village. Okay, so let's find a chunk. If we put a block there, we want to mark the chunk border. There we go. Because we want to make sure that we can keep this, of course, a cave, for sure. Okay, we want to keep this within the chunk border. Okay, and the reason being is that way we won't have any issues with minecarts. Because this is going to be an area that's probably going to be, let's see, Shift, F3, and G, right? There we go. Chunk borders are now hidden, and let's go ahead and take that out. Okay, so this is the area that we want to go ahead and build in, right here. And again, the whole purpose for sticking it within a chunk border is hopefully when it reloads, we won't have those issues with disappearing minecarts, okay? Because a lot of times minecarts have issues because of that, okay? Here, let's just go ahead and stack this so we can see it. Boom. Up a few more like this. Very, very good, okay? So let's go ahead and we need to go ahead and start off with a basic foundation. Okay. So now that we've got everything marked off, let's go ahead and get some stuff out. So grab my ender chest here. We'll go ahead and plop that down there. Okay. That's okay. I can go ahead and I think I can get away without redstone for right now. I just realized I didn't pick up my redstone box when I laid it down earlier to make pistons. That's typical. Okay, so we're going to need some. Okay, let's toss that. Let's get this organized. So for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to need the blocks to lay down our foundation. We're going to need a couple regular rails, and we're probably going to need a couple activator rails. Yeah, that looks right. Is it activator or powered? I think it's activator rails. Because what's great about this is it's a very, very simple system to create. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and center it like, like right here. Okay. So, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is where most of the farm is going to be, is on these 6 blocks right here. Okay, now these then have to be, I think it needs to be 17. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Which I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I went the wrong way. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick up our blocks since I went the wrong way. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okay, let's try it again. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's start with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to hope that this doesn't affect it much, but we're going to go ahead and stop right there. So let me go ahead and get all this laid out, and then we will start laying out our rails. Okay, guys, so here we go. I went ahead and shortened it a little bit because I want to keep it within the chunk. That way we'll have less issues with minecarts loading, hopefully. So here's what we've done is we've gone ahead and taken a regular rail, and then we put detector rails. Now, if you're not familiar with detector rails, a detector rail will send a redstone signal one block, I think, in any direction once a minecart rolls over it. So if a minecart rolls over this, it's going to send a redstone signal. Now this is what we're going to use to trigger our pistons. Okay, so we're going to see that here pretty quick in the next step. Now, the next part will be pretty simple. Okay, guys, so one of the things you want to remind, if you're going to be doing this, you want to make sure you have a chest on the minecart. An empty minecart won't activate the rails. By the rail activations, that helps keep it going. And then if you have your redstone, your activator rails in the right spot, boom, then it's going to keep that minecart rolling all the way through. Isn't that pretty cool? Very, very nice. And so what we're going to use is we're going to use this dynamic to help us create our ice farm. Whoops, gotta get out of the way because it's going to stop again. Like I did, I didn't get out of the way fast. So pretty cool. Okay, guys, so the next step of the farm is coming right up. Okay, guys, so now we got to start placing some pistons. Now notice we have an extra activator rail here that's not in the line. So this is where we're actually going to have the ice going. Now the way we want to do this, yeah, we'll go simple. okay, is we want the piston to actually be facing up here. There you go. And if you just do it by the side of the activator rails, I believe, yeah, there we go, then you can go ahead and do it fairly easily. There we go. And what we want to do is we want to have all these facing up. Okay. Now, what this piston is going to be used for, gosh, I'll just break the extra ones here in a minute. What this piston is going to be used for is it's going to be pushing up on top. It's going to be pushing the ice as it generates. We don't need this here, that here. There we go. We'll use that stuff for later. Okay. And let's put a block there so we can climb back up here. Is what it does is that's going to be pushing out the water. So, for instance, what we'll have here is this is where your ice is going to generate. Okay. In fact, what we'll do is we're going to actually have water source blocks that are going to be sitting right above these blocks right here, if that makes sense. And then we'll also want to have a water source block right there. And we're also going to have a water source block right there. So that's what's going to happen, is that those are all going to be pulled off like that. Now, what's going to happen is right along this whole line right here is going to be water source blocks. So let's see here. We can go ahead and pop them off like that. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull these all the way across like that. Ooh, I'm starting to run out of some of the smooth stone. I might have to go make some smooth stone so I can finish this up. And I'm using smooth stone because it's easy to count too. There are lots of good reasons to use smooth stone for stuff like this. Okay, very nice. Okay, we'll see where we're at. I'm going to have to be conservative, so I'm going to go ahead and bust these. Okay, guys? So, if you're paying attention, you're starting to see what we're going to have here. This is pretty cool stuff right here. So basically, all across here is going to have water source blocks. What these water source blocks are going to be, they're going to be covered up by another layer of pistons right across from it, right up here. Okay? So what's going to happen is these are going to let water come here. So this will form a water source block. Now, because it's surrounded by blocks, okay, and because it's open air, these source blocks right here will, when they turn to water, what happens is the minecart rail will come, the minecart will come across and will push these up, and that piece of ice will be pushed up. Pretty cool, right? Okay. Now, what we're going to have to make that work is to get that to going is we're going to need some more pistons. And so basically these pistons are going to be like right across here, all the way across. So I actually forgot about doing this first. Now we do need to put pistons up there, but there's a step we want to do before that. Now before that, let's go ahead and get all these going. In fact, let's have some fun. Let's go ahead and get our minecart going while we do this. There it goes. Woo-hoo. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start placing pistons. See, there we go. See how that guy just do that? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start placing these pistons on each one of these detector rails. Now, this is the part of the farm that's going to be pushing the ice up, right? And so, yep, this is the expensive part if you're keeping track. Whoops, I must double place there. There we go. Okay. There we go. Well, yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like a game. I bet you can make a pretty neat mini game with this dynamic. I'd have to think about it. There we go. Pops down again. And so basically what this does is as the ice gets pushed over here, this is going to push the ice up. Now remember, pistons have a 12 block limit. So what these are going to do over time is as the ice gets pushed over, it's going to push these up until we get these huge stacks of ice blocks. Pretty simple. And really this is the farm right here. This is the majority of what the farm is. And this is the toughest part about it. Notice hardly any redstone, no clocks, no timers. There it goes again. Yep, there. Boom, boom, boom. So it's just a really super simple farm. Now obviously once we get this built up, we gotta build a nice factory for it, right? Now, as far as building these, you need to build them either in one of these snowy types of biomes where it snows, or, ooh, very cool, isn't it? Isn't that neat? I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Whoops. And I just fell down. Okay. Let's see here. These blocks are going to become pretty important for the last part that we're getting ready to do here. So let's go ahead and grab our scaffolding to climb back up this time, okay? Now I'm going to need some water because it's just about time for us to go ahead and start laying out our, you know what? This will even be easier. Watch this. Now, let's see here. That's just flat out ice, not... And this is the type of ice that we're looking to make. Now, you're saying, why are you grabbing this? Well, I'm going to show you an example of why this can be such a useful, hugely useful tool. Okay? And in fact, you know, I'm going to go ahead and sleep. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the ice here right now, and we're just going to go ahead and lay the ice right in here. Had a little bit of lag there, okay? And I also want to go ahead and let's put we'll put a block right there. Whoops. And we'll put one right there because we want to have ice blocks also right here and right over here. Not there. There we go. Just right there. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my other pickaxe, okay, because I don't want to silk touch it anymore. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and, we want the golden touch. And notice, when you click them, this is like one of the great things about ice blocks and why they're it really helps you set the water. Okay. So now we have source blocks all the way across. Oh, did you see that? It already made ice. Isn't that pretty awesome? Okay, so we got source blocks all the way up. Now this is only half of it though, so we do have to have pistons now going across. So let's grab our pistons right here. Okay. Haha, isn't that funny? Okay, so let's go ahead and get these across. It might be a kind of a pain in the butt with all of those other ones behind me, but I think it'll be okay. So here's why we want to have these pistons over here right next to them. Is first off, we don't want those source blocks to... Oh, look at that, it's already generating ice. Isn't that sweet? Okay, we don't want them to turn into... okay. Let's go ahead and get this. There we go. Okay. Basically, they need to stay source blocks, not ice. See, this one's already turning the ice right here. So what we want to do is we want to make sure they're covered up. And the way ice works is that, there we go. No. Okay, let's go ahead and fill that back in. There we go. And I think we almost have it working. I'm going to have to fix that end block there, right? Because we don't want that to stay that way. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good. And it's going to start generating. Like, for instance, as it pops up, it's going to pop this one up, and boom, there's our first ice block. Now, what we also need to have happen is these need to be able to push these blocks over as they generate. So let me go ahead and get what I need for that. Get rid of these extra blocks. I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do that. Okay, guys, so now we have to do the last part, which is going to cause these top pistons to fire. So how are we going to do that? Well, first off, we're going to use this detector rail that's sitting right here. You see it? It's not actually hitting a piston. It's just right there on a block. So what we want is we want a couple of repeaters. So let's go ahead and set one here, and we want to give them each 4 ticks. Okay? So we're going to give them each 4 ticks. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and when that signal comes through, it's going to power this block, which is going to power that torch. And then up here, it will then again power that torch. Boom. Just like that. Okay? Now, for this to work, we got to have blocks all the way across back here. So I guess I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to go ahead and use the cobblestone that I have with me, which will do just fine for what we want to do. Plus, it kind of matches... Yeah, it kind of matches everything over here. Or at least this part of it, right? And we want to go ahead and go all the way across, except like there, okay? So boom, just like that. Now over here we want to go ahead and have one on top of our block like that. And then we're going to go ahead and take some redstone. Let's see if we got enough redstone to do this. I don't think so. We're going to have to break a redstone block. Now what you'll notice here in a second okay, if everything works out right, is now you'll notice that when it comes back around here, ooh, look, it's already done. It's already pushed it over. There we go. See how it pushed all the blocks straight over like that? So now, as this goes around once, it's going to start pushing the blocks over as it comes up. And then what will happen is those pistons right there will push all those blocks up like that. Pretty smart, right? And look, just in a couple minutes we've been staying here, we've got almost a row of ice going and already getting ready to go on the next block. And then you can watch it go. It's just really like you'll start seeing certain amounts of it start to go up, and it'll just freeze as it can. Now, a key to this is you want to make sure that this whole row of water right here always can see the sky, because if this row of water can't see the sky, then it's not going to freeze. And that is a major part of the farm that you don't want to lose, right? Okay, so what's going to happen is over time this water is going to freeze up, and we've already seen the results of it right here already. Okay, but basically it's just going in, and then there's no timing circuits because the minecart's doing all the work for us, and so it's just going to be hitting it as the water freezes. It's going to start pushing up some more, and eventually we'll go get some more there. So there we go. Simple ice farm. Okay, so once again, this is done by CR3W, and I'm going to go ahead and leave a link on his video so you guys can check it out. And I guess what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start collecting a few more resources, because I think we need to have some sort of official building for this. Oh yeah, we have to have some sort of official factory building for this. So I'm going to go get some sleep, and I'll be back again here in just a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and lay out the factory.